legends, I hope you're all amazing. We are going to get greasy on the Axe FX3 today. I want to show you some of my favorite ways to add some width and depth to your guitar sound. Of course, we're talking about chorus, detune, and all the wondrous ways we can add some modulation to our guitar signal, whether it's a clean sound or a dirty sound. All the sounds we're going to hear today are going to feature my free Cab IR, which is linked in the video description along with my blocks library. All the effects in here are in my Fractal Blocks library, which I've put together basically as a grab and go resource for sounds that I personally find inspiring and sounds that have been matched to real world hardware like old rack units and pedals. So before we get going, let's hear the clean sound and the dirty sound I'm using the ODS 100 clean for the clean sound, or the cleaner sound, I should say, and the 5153 Stealth Red for the super chunky sound. Let's begin with the chorus block. Probably my favorite all-around chorus type is the dimension type in here. And what we're going to hear is a block from the library that's labeled Boss Dimension C3. This has been matched to mode 3 on an 80s Dimension C pedal. I love the way this one just kind of adds some stereo spread and some depth without necessarily sounding like a wobbly seasick chorus. On channel B, we've got a mode which has been matched to the chorus on the 88 MP1. On the MP1, if you set the rate to a minimum and the depth to a maximum, you get this kind of spatial expander effect on here. So rate is very low, depth is actually at a minimum, the phase reverse is set to right. Then we will hear the stereo tri-chorus, which I don't love on distorted guitars, but I do love on clean guitars. Let's hear those maybe first on the clean sound, then we'll go over to the dirty sound again. Check this out. So you could hear that the dimension really adds some overall heft on there. I love the way that, again, doesn't sound like a typical chorus. It's just enhancing the core guitar tone on there. The spatial expander effect gives you a real Ty Tabor King's X vibe if you're into the first 5 King's X albums. And then the stereo tri-chorus is super greasy, a little more kind of wobbly sounding on there. It's very complex. It almost sounds kind of like a rotary style effect, but it's got its own thing going on. So beautiful chorus sounds in there. Again, you can grab those in the blocks library. Next, we're going to take a look at some Detune style effects in the pitch block. We'll start off just with a basic dual Detune. So the classic Eddie Van Halen settings, 9 cents up, and down with some very small delays on there. Then we will go through and take a look at some blocks that are matched to my Eventide H3000. Shout out to my buddy Nicholas over in Sweden, who did all the heavy lifting on these. These sound bang on with my old Eventide, which is awesome. We've also got the Yamaha SPX90 Pitch Change C copied in here, and then at the end, a glorious quad Detune. Again, we'll start out clean in here, some of them, then we'll get our filth on. If you wanted any further proof that Detune really is the best modulation effect out there, the cat butt has it. You know, as soon as I started playing with that, the cat jumped onto the table. I hope you all enjoyed that. Next, let's have a listen to some very short delays, some of which are modulated, some of which aren't. I'm just going to stick with the dirty sound here. Channel C here is a straightforward short delay that's got a 12 millisecond offset, so it's 12 milliseconds on one side, 24 milliseconds on the other side over there. You can see I've actually just set the mix to 100%. I'll let you hear the difference between 150 on there. Then we've got another variation on the doubler. I matched this to the old MXR 126 rack mount doubler that was used by people like Dimebag Darrell, and then we'll hear a chorus with the amazing TC 2290 block in here. You can see I've just added some time modulation in there. So let's hear the doubler at 100%, then 50%, and we'll go through the other types. The multi-tap delay is an absolute beast when it comes to chorus and flanging style effects in here. So I'll run you through a few that use a single multi-tap delay, then we'll take a look at a couple that use two multi-tap delays. The double ups there are set up based on measurements made from the Yamaha SPX90 Symphonic. So of course I'm going to play No More Tears a bunch of times. And from the 8-voice chorus in the Rocktron IntelliFX. There's also some settings based on the old Yamaha UD stomp as made famous by Alan Holdsworth. And then just a couple of quad chorus sounds that I really like in here. To get started though, we'll hear the 1210 style sound in here. Again, my buddy Nicholas put together settings for this that made it into the multi-tap delay as an effect type. I've done some tweaking here based on my favorite settings on the real TC1210 that I borrowed recently. Shout out to Verley at Past Effects for making that video happen. This again just sounds absolutely stunning on clean guitars and distorted guitars. That is a glorious thing on there, especially with some delay. I was using one of these Alan Holdsworth lead style delays that are a stock effect type. Let's finish up with a couple of flanger sounds in here. I'm using the digital stereo in this block with the phase reverse set to right. I just matched these to my favorite settings from my old TC Electronics GeForce. It sounds like this. We're just scratching the surface with this particular effects block library. Again, if you'd like to grab it, it's linked in the video description. I want to hear from all of you now. How did you like the tones in this video? And how do you like to add some grease to your guitar sound? Do you go for the stereo pitch detune? Do you go for some chorus? If you go for chorus, what type do you go for? Or do you really like to get in there and customize your time-based effects and use the multi-tap delay or delay blocks? Let me know in the comments section below. And for now, go and keep it greasy. Try some of these settings, play a bunch of guitar, and have some fun, which at the end of the day is the most important thing. I'm gonna go and play with my cat now. See you next time. This is prime time. This is why everybody likes to tune in. Fuzzy cat butt. Oh yeah.